Zimbabweans are not going to be happy about this, but Econet have replaced their smartbiz internet with what they call SmartSuite packages. Basically, this is a collection of overpriced internet packages, and that's not the only bad news. Now, if you remember a few months back, Econet, unprovoked, woke up one morning and decided that they were going to lower their fair usage data cap from 1 terabyte to 200 gigs of data. And obviously, that did not go down well with a lot of Zimbabweans, and there ended up being a petition and there was a huge public outcry. The company responded by saying they had reverted back to the 1 terabyte data cap. But that did not happen. SmartBiz users were still capped at 200 gigs. Now, the company has introduced new packages and it's not looking good. Firstly, there are two sets of packages, the SmartSuite Home and SmartSuite Business. All old users have been migrated to SmartSuite Business, and the cheapest package there is the SmartFlex package, which gives users 200 gigs of data at 7 megabits per second speed for $70. Now, that is the same amount of data people were getting for $45. The only difference is now you're getting it for $70. Essentially, they said, even that was too much data for you guys, you have to pay more if you want to use 200 gigs of data. You also have the Smart Ultra package for $99, which gives users 400 gigs of data at 10 megabits per second speed. Lastly, you have the Smart Pro package for $170, which gives customers 800 gigs of data at 20 megabits per second. Imagine, even with $170, you cannot afford 1 terabyte from Econet. Now, for existing users who want to be migrated to the SmartSuite Home, you have to visit your nearest Econet shop for that. But that's not the only bad news, right? Now, these SmartSuite Home and Business lines are now geo-locked, which means you will not be able to travel around with them. You can only use them in the areas where you registered them. Now, that's a big bummer, and for me, I don't know, it kind of defeats the purpose, right? Because they were saying the service maybe had been downgraded, right? Because of how many people were using SmartBiz. But with you increasing the prices, obviously the number of people that will be using the Econet service will drastically reduce, right? Now, you think the added benefit maybe to this is, since they're now overpriced, right? I can be able to travel around with them, but according to Econet's logic, you will not be able to travel around with these lines. But then again, I kind of know why they did what they did, right? You see, with the popularity of Econet SmartBiz, it took attention away from Econet private Wi-Fi, right? Which was more profitable for them. For example, for $13, they would give customers 8 gigs of data to use during the day and 2 gigs during the night, right? Obviously, that was very overpriced. But with SmartBiz coming along, a lot of customers shifted away from that package because it was actually better to get the $45 package, right? Because it could actually do more. Now, at the end of the day, that meant that line or that side of business wasn't going well for Econet. So that's why they ended up taking this route. But for me, it is a bad idea. And knowing them, they'll be reacting very soon because it's not going to go as they are planning, because there's already a lot of competition, especially from the likes of Tier 1 and there's Dolphin Telecom, right? Which already have competitive packages. I mean, these are the ones that are coming on top of my head, but there are also other companies who are vying to go for those SmartBiz customers who are disgruntled. So yeah, it might not work out as they are thinking that it will. Now, these are the new packages for the SmartSuite Home. Smart Lite for $30, you get 50 gigs of data. I mean, for the same amount, you can pay for Starlink's Residential Lite package, which gives you 200 megabit speed and it's unlimited. You can also have the Smart Plus for $40. You get 75 gigs of data, and the Smart Max for $50, you get 200 gigs of data. The speeds are unlimited for all packages. Now, Tinashe from Friday Drinks said he was on a call with the guys from Econet, and their reasons for introducing these packages is that SmartBiz was such a success that it was now congesting the internet to the detriment of their high-value customers. that need the bandwidth. Worse, when some started using smartbiz as a moving internet cafe. For me, that is just a bunch of crap if you ask me, right? So if Econet knew that their service was oversubscribed, why didn't they just do what Starlink did, right? When Starlink saw that Harare was at capacity, what did they do? They stopped selling their product. So now these guys kept on, selling all the smartbiz lines to everyone around, right? And then you cry foul and you say, no, the service is oversubscribed, man. I mean, that doesn't make sense to me, right? Secondly, their notion of saying people are using it as an internet cafe, right? People should not be stopped, right? Didn't they just say that their capacity was like 1 terabyte, right? So what's the complaint? Because even mathematically, it's actually impossible for you to use up your whole data, right? Without even uploading it. Because at 5 megabits, which is not the speed that you're getting, by the way, you probably get maybe around 1.6 terabytes of usage. This is when you're just using it 24/7, right? So it's not making sense. That would mean that even if somebody's running an internet cafe, at some point during the middle of the month, they will need to top up their service, right? So for me, that's just a bunch of crap, guys, if you ask me. But this is where we are, guys, with Econet, right? Now, what can you do? What sort of options are there? Like I said earlier, I think there's a Dolphin Telecom. For $55, you'll be able to get unlimited internet, right? Now, here's the funny part. If you look at it, it looks like even if you get Starlink roaming, right, which is actually a bit more expensive, the packages are almost similar to what now this new HomeSuite business is offering. Now you can do what you want with that information. Yes, that's if you want to be mobile, right? For fixed usage, I would actually steer you towards Tier 1, right? This is like Tier 1's moment. For example, for $30 with their ADSL package, which is roughly the same speeds as the smartbiz package or the smart suite, whatever they're calling it now, right? Literally the same speed because it's capped at 5 megabits. With that one, for $30, you get unlimited internet. This is a viable option considering that they've now said that this service is geo-locked. So what's the use of getting the Econet line when there are better options or better competitors out there? Anyway, that is it, guys. This is what we're dealing with right now. What do you make of this news? If you found this video useful, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video.